Hey everyone, I'm Will. Welcome back to the Digital Imaging channel, and today we are on part 3 of our multi-part microfilm scanning cost series. Today we're going to cover the final 3 factors that will affect the price of your microfilm scanning project. Those factors are our project capacity, OCR, and output. If you haven't seen the other 2 videos in this series, you can find those linked in the description below, and remember to subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this. In the first 2 videos, we went through factors 1 through 6, so we're actually going to be starting on factor number 7, which is project capacity. Now, project capacity is very closely tied to a previous factor, which is timeline and project scheduling. Project capacity, though, relates more directly to what we're doing and what we can handle. Project capacity, in our definition, is more of a supply and demand type of thing. Basically, if we have a lot of commitments, a lot of projects we're actively working on, and maybe a couple months out, that will affect what we're able to accept and begin on in the near future. Our project capacity is constantly changing month to month, week to week, even day to day, depending on various priorities and commitments. So how we handle that is a group of project managers, our plant manager, and some operation folks get together on a weekly basis, multiple times a week, to discuss current commitments, jobs that are in, issues with projects, future jobs coming in, and how we constantly rotate these to execute on our commitments and also take in new projects. So let's say you have 1,000 rolls of film for your project, and your timeline to get them done from the time we receive it is 3 months. How that factors into capacity is if you say, hey, I need these rolls done in 3 months from the day you get them, we will likely say, sure, no problem. The capacity part comes into play if we tell you we can do it in 3 months, but we can't start till 2 months from now. So we can do your project in your timeline of 3 months, but we're just not able to ingest it at the current moment. The reason that could be a price factor is because you may say, I want it done in 3 months, but I need you to start in 3 weeks. That's when we would have to talk about adjusting commitments we have here, adjusting priorities, moving other opportunities around to fit your project. Very likely we can fit it in depending on a potential price increase, or maybe there's no issue at all and we can just get it in. But that project capacity is different than a timeline because what we're able to do compared to how long you want a project to be. On the flip side, it may affect your price in your favor in the case of the same scenario. You have 1,000 rolls, you want it done in 3 months, and you're not really rushing to get it done immediately. You just know once you give us the film, you want it done in 3 months, but you're thinking, I could start 4, 5, 6 months from now. We may say, hey, you know what, we have a gap in microfilm scanning that we'd like to fill. We can give you a lower price if you can start within the month. So we'll still hit your 3-month timeline from the day we get the film, but we just want to start earlier because we do have availability in our project schedule. The next cost factor is factor number 8, optical character recognition, otherwise known as OCR. That's a common way to talk about this. Basically, OCR is text search. So what it does if you apply text search to your digital images from your film once they're scanned is you'll be able to search for various words and phrases, numbers, whatever it is, just characters. You can search for those across either an individual file, an entire roll of microfilm, or an entire database of files, depending on how you have those digital images organized. When you scan your microfilm, the default output is what we call image only, which basically means there is no text search, no OCR applied to your digital images. So if you want to get OCR, that can affect your price. So when we run OCR, it's not a manual human process that they're sitting there typing out the words and phrases for everything on your digital images. It is an automated process, something we like to call machine time. But even so, we can only process so many images and so many files through OCR, depending on how many servers we have and OCR engines running. So even though it's an automated process, it is still a cost item because we are required to have a number of engines running to be able to process files. And sort of like project capacity, sometimes there's just so many files that need to be OCR processed that there is a wait time to get those through because of other projects. The last factor, factor number 9, is image and data output. And what that means is basically how you're going to receive your digital files once we've scanned your microfilm. At a high level, there are basically 3 methods to receive your files. The first one is what we call the traditional method, which is getting digital images like a PDF, a JPEG, a TIFF, something of that sort mostly the standard of what people think of when they hear digital scanning or digital conversion. They think of those traditional file types. So we scan your film, you get some PDFs. That's a basic way to receive your files. The next option is our digital reel hosted application, where instead of receiving files like PDFs and whatnot, we would actually load your digital files once they're scanned from Microfilm into our application. You'd access them through a web browser. Now the difference between the traditional method and digital reel is that digital reel, one, it's a hosted application instead of just getting some files, but two, we're virtually replicating the microfilm in a digital format. So instead of just receiving cropped images where you see a page in a folder or something like that, you're seeing the microfilm as it existed physically, but in a digital format that then you can export images, run some text search if you got OCR, and a bunch of other things. So those are two main methods to receive your files. The last one is basically importing to your existing document management system. It's similar to the traditional method because you are going to have to receive some type of file like a PDF or a TIFF or a JPEG, but instead of just receiving the files and having a bunch of files you don't know what to do with or where to put them, they're going into an application you're already using. We can help format those images and those files for auto-population into your applications. So those are the three methods that you can receive your digital files. We just covered the final three cost factors that affect your microfilm scanning price: project capacity, OCR, and digital output. That rounds out the total 9 factors for your project pricing. Remember to subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this, and we'll see you next time.